Keep swinging for the skies because business in Torrance is cracking. Hi, I'm Abbie Gremillion, your host of Common Sense, and today we're exploring Hitter's House Los Angeles, who's taking their love for the great American pastime and putting it on base in Torrance.
Hitter's House is where people can come and really just get the best of the best equipment, as well as a really cool experience while they're here. But we don't want you to just take our word for it, so we want you to experience the product. You can actually try it and see the difference for yourself.
The new state-of-the-art experiential baseball and softball retail store, powered by Marucci Sports and Victus Sports, is open for business in Torrance.
We've taken kind of the standard batting cage vibe and turned it into something a little bit more, something that's technology driven. And really our goal is to be oriented on the individual and the local community and the local players, and just helping them have a kind of like a home and a hub where they feel comfortable and they feel like they can excel and really grow and hone their sport.
Aaron Austin is the general manager of Hitter's House, and Austin understands how baseball in the South Bay is truly homegrown.
Torrance in itself is a mecca for baseball and for the local communities. The South Bay in general is so community driven, and Torrance and where we're located makes it accessible to people who live all within a certain parameter and distance from Hitter's House, and making it just really accessible to everyone.
It was in Baton Rouge, Louisiana, where the concept of Hitter's House was born, out of the brainchild of LSU athletic head trainer Jack Marucci, along with former big leaguers Kirk Ainsworth and Joe Lawrence. Former White House Assistant Press Secretary Reed Dickens took the garage-based business and built it into the powerhouse of Major League Baseball equipment. The bats felt different and sounded better, quickly creeping into the hands of Major League players. Popular because they were built on consistency and craftsmanship, and never having a seal of approval on a bat that wasn't perfect. Despite no marketing or sales budget for the company, Marucci groundswelled the baseball bat market from its competitors, and if you pay attention, you'll see the Marucci logo more often than not on the bats of Major League players.
Marucci is known for their top-of-the-line bats, and so it really had traction because that type of a product didn't exist. At Marucci's factory, they basically created a Hitter's House where people would come and hit in state-of-the-art cages, and also come and try out Marucci product and buy Marucci gear. And we've taken that and we've taken it a step further. We've brought it to LA, and we have added in the ability to have customization. You can customize from uniforms to hoodies to streetwear, fan gear, blankets, towels, kind of you name it, we can customize it. We can also customize the hard goods as well, so like your bats and your fielding gloves, things like that. So, which really kind of circles back to what Hitter's House is about, and it's about the individual.
The other brand exclusively sold at Hitter's House, Victus, has also taken the world of baseball equipment by storm, changing the look and the sound of baseball as we know it. A 5-year-old company that produces wooden bats that don't dent became the belle of the ball when it took more than half of the market share in equipment sales. But Hitter's House is more than just selling bats and equipment.
We basically want to take that standard batting cage experience and include technology. There's so much technology that's out there, and this day and age, it's such a competitive world that we live in, and trying to help kids perform and have every advantage that they possibly have and can have, we want that to be what we're about. And so that's where having the top of the line equipment and having real balls in our batting machines to not damage your balls, and just the overall user experience when they're here.
But it's more than putting the best equipment possible into the hands of players, young and old.
It's about people of all skill levels, comfort levels, and desire to succeed. And we had a young boy come in who, his mom really wanted to see him active and in the game, and he kind of came in kicking and screaming, didn't want to have anything to do with baseball, and now he's coming in and he comes in with a smile on his face. That's just the most rewarding thing in our line of work, is being able to see kids have a really great time and changing perceptions about the way that kids feel about themselves and their ability and their growth as well.
Don't miss that swing. When we come back, we'll take a tour of Hitter's House and find out what it's like to work with the best technology in baseball and make dreams come true. But first, trivia. When was the first rule about bats made in the game of baseball? That and more when we come back. Welcome back to Common Sense. So, the answer to our trivia question: when was the first rule about bats made in the game of baseball? With the wide variation of length and width of bats, the first rule about the size of bats was made in 1859, when it was decided that they could not exceed 2.5 inches in diameter. They could be any length that the batter desired until 1869, when they capped it at 42 inches. So, what's it like to work at Hitter's House? Advantages include talking with baseball fans of all ages, having baseball on television all day long, having hands-on knowledge of the best equipment in the game, and being surrounded by the best technology available to players that the pros use.
I think something that's really special that we have is that each of our employees loves being here. Most of our employees come in on their off days and they'll just be in here hanging and hitting and talking to customers even when they're off, just because they love being here. And we look for people who really have a passion for baseball or softball and for people in general, as we want this to be a super welcoming environment and a really fun atmosphere. So that's the kind of people that we look for and can kind of fill the void of knowledge for parents who might not know a lot about baseball or softball, but their kid has a passion for it. We care about the people that are in here, and we want people that care about the sport and care about their own growth and their own development, and I think that we have a really special team.
But it's more than a love of the game that makes Hitter's House strikingly different from the rest.
Hitter's House was kind of always about the technology and about having the best equipment possible, the best batting cages, the best nets, the best turf, the best balls that are available. And then even taking that a step further and utilizing the technology and the data that's out there and incorporating hit tracks, and where you're able to track your ball post hit and see your launch angle, your exit speed. And then you take it a step further and you say, how can we make this not just about the machines, even is how do we make this more about the player and their growth?
The technology available to customers at Hitter's House is what truly makes it stand apart from other batting cages around the South Bay.
They have strobe glasses, which allow you to block out portions of your vision while you're doing either fielding work or you're hitting in the cage. You're able to block out part of your vision so that by the time you circle back and you actually take those glasses off, your brain-eye and hand-eye coordination, you're able to actually track the ball and pull those things in and rein it in, and you actually see a vast improvement of your skills with glasses on versus glasses off.
I tried the strobe glasses the day that we came into Hitter's House, and the ball looked like Pac-Man. Thankfully, some of the other members of Hitter's House tried the glasses as well and showed me how it's really done in the batting cage. So, what does a typical day look like at Hitter's House?
Typically our day is just based on how can we continue to improve what not only are we offering, but our interactions with people and how we can help these kids grow. So it's really just customizing everything to them, and that's really what we do in a nutshell, is we customize the entire experience, because there's no two people that are the exact same. We want everyone and anyone to feel comfortable and welcome and excited to be here. So I think that that's really our biggest customer, is everyone.
Don't go away. When we come back, we'll explore what Hitter's House is doing to contribute to the community. But first, more trivia. Which player was the only player to ever hit a game-losing home run? That and more when we come back.
Uh-oh. That's gone.
Welcome back to Common Sense. So, the answer to our trivia question, who is the only player to ever hit a game-losing home run? George Brett of the Kansas City Royals famously hit a potential game-winning home run on July 24, 1983, against the New York Yankees. Yankee manager Billy Martin had the bat examined by the umpire, and it was determined that the pine tar on the bat extended too far up the handle. Brett was called out, the Yankees were declared the winners, and the pine tar incident was history.
And Demon Man, he is out.
With community in mind, Hitter's House was established to give young people the ability to reach their greatest potential. Hitter's House believes in giving back to the community, and it starts in their business practices.
I think that the way that we can provide value to the community, one, we utilize real baseballs and softballs. Our rounds are 18 balls in a round, which is a lot higher than a lot of other cages as well. Our cages are a little bit taller than other cages, so you're able to see the velocity and the trajectory of your ball play out, and that's something that's really cool. It's really cool to be an indoor facility where there's no rainouts here. You're able to be here. As long as we're here, you're here.
Bringing that sense of community is something that Hitter's House wants to extend from the South Bay across the nation.
We definitely are planning on expanding, and Los Angeles is going to be our pilot store. So we definitely want to be a nationwide culture.
So out of all the cities they could have started their business in, why Torrance?
Torrance is such a large city. We have so many schools and so many districts and so many clubs. But really, Torrance is so centrally located to the South Bay. You know, it's really the heart of the South Bay.
Hitter's House loves that it fosters a sense of community and believes that giving back to the community at large is even more important than baseball itself.
One of the ways that we do customization is for teams and organizations. So we can do things from the blankets and hoodies and bathing suits, leggings, jerseys, fan gear for the moms, and give you your organization or your team a website, and all of your orders that go through there, we actually want to give back and give 10% back of all of those purchases that are made there back to your organization, because we are all from the South Bay. We want to see the South Bay and those organizations thrive. That's stuff that we want you to be a part of. We want the everyday person to be a part of.
So, for being the new business on the block, how is Hitter's House faring?
We've just been floored with the community and with how many people are already so eager to sign up for a membership and really just make this their new home.
Thank you so much to Hitter's House for welcoming the Common Sense production team to the batting cages. Whether you're an aspiring Major League Baseball player or you're just looking to be the MVP of the Summer League, you can head over to Hitter's House at 20319 Hawthorne Boulevard or head to their website at hittershousela.com. And while you're online, head over to our Facebook page, Common Sense Torrance, to see what happens behind the scenes. And hey, why not give us a thumbs up too? And to see more Common Sense episodes, please subscribe to our YouTube page at Torrance CitiCABLE.
So whether you're the MVP of your high school or college team, or you're just someone who wants to have a major league experience like your favorite baseball player, I'd like to thank you for tuning in to Common Sense, where we take a rare behind-the-scenes look at business and explore their secret to success. Thanks for watching. We'll see you again soon.